The Blob 2 is a betrayal of everything the Blob stood for. In a weird way, it suffers from sequelitis of a different angle. I originally recorded a lot of the beginning level, and then I found out, whoopsie snicker fucking doodles! Guess who forgot to unmute his mic after muting it for the opening sequence so that you wouldn't hear me. Here's the map screen. Looks cool, doesn't it? I don't know. The original one had a certain, like, humanness to it, and this feels like, what, were we the bad guys? Look at this fucking orbital drop bombardment map. Anyway, the unlockables have been limited to a couple of medals, and we still get to pick our style. Only this time they have little pictures with them, which I like. Looks nice. No. Yes. Here's an opening cutscene that does not work. By the way, I'm going to complain a lot about the deep lore behind the Blob. Starting off with this. This does not make sense what happens. Also this character. We'll talk about them in a minute. Screw this character. Holy shit, that is such a we need a player too. That, like, what is that? It was implied before the Blob just colors things? Now he's magic? What? Also his design looks a bit different. Looks a bit more rectangular instead of rotund. Anyways, the prof. I'll give you the short and simple of this. They found Comrade Black, even though there's no reason for them to know where Comrade Black is, or to care where he is, because he is a single person, and he probably isn't that dangerous without his inkies. Like, the whole point was that we got rid of the inkies and blasted the planet with super colors, so you think all the inkies would be gone, and there wouldn't be concern about this. Like, if you got reinforcements, you should have picked up the reinforcements, not Comrade Black. Like, the story doesn't work from that perspective, does it? They show you the entire ending of the past game, and it's like, woo, that was nice. Who the fuck is this character? It's never explained that they were made by the professor. It's implied, but it's never, like, said specifically. At least not immediately. And it's like, okay, where did this character... Like, if you came from the previous game, it's like, okay, where did this character come from? Why do we care about Comrade Black? He's just an idiot. Like, he's proven to be an incompetent fool. Like, there's no establishment of why he's a credible threat, and we have to care about this. Like, Blob is on a vacation, and he's, like, super upset. It's like, why? Like... If someone just pushes Hitler, like, I guess Napoleon is kind of the proof, isn't it? Like, Napoleon was exiled and then he came back. But Napoleon did, like, so little, it's comically hilarious. Anyway, we're not gonna get 5 minutes into this level without me complaining. Also, the cutscene of the last game is supposed to imply that it was wrecked and could never be a threat, and then like, oh no, there's a whole island nearby. Great! Great that you basically undermined the entire plot point of the end game. Anyway, here's a level. I like how the trees brought out, and thus they have to have the particles, and they couldn't just fucking not do that. Great. Anyway, Pinky is your dedicated cursor buddy too. They just get to shoot things. Because, you know, every single fucking game of this era has to have a secondary character or something stupid like that. Even though this game was not made for the Wii first. Anyway, the Blob is still green for the cutscene! Yay, consistency. No one cares. He looks weird. I don't know what it is, but something about this new design makes him look a lot more flabby and a lot less like a muscular big man. I don't know, it's just design doesn't work as well. Like, something about him feels skinnier and it doesn't work. His ball form still looks great. Roll the camera. Then you press the camera button to put it back. We also have a detectometer, which now stays on instead of having to hold it, which is nice. Anyway, here are color atoms. I hate this voice. I don't like the design. Like, it's a cute design. The little propellers are adorable, but natural color springs. Okay, let's have a chat about this. For one, the transformation engines were sort of implied to be things that the professor made and deployed himself. The more important part is that, you know, they kind of happened after color energy was gathered. And this feels a bit different and weird. The color springs are also weird. They did it for a reason. It has to do with this. This is a function now other than making you stop. It's called brick. I still think it should be called squish. And I still think that... Oh, wow, it's not even a sliding scale anymore. It's just on-off. I think it looks better like this than this. Like, somewhere in between there's better. Yeah, there you go. There's the old blob. There's the man that's not skinny. Ugh. Jumps feels a bit better. I don't know why. Wow, his shadow goes through the fucking stone. That's a great shadow engine there, kids. Anyway, here's a transformation engine. I don't know how this works or why this is supposed to work, but there you go. We slammed it! Yahaha! Sorry. Yahaha! You found me! Which is adorable. I love it. I love those little boys. So, remember how before it was sort of implied that, how do I put this? Color was just sort of a thing that they sucked out of the ground. And it was just part of the environment. Now color exists in color form. It's not paint, it's color. Which, it just makes this so weird. What did you do with my deep lore? Anyway, you can press the break button to instantaneously absorb all color. And as you saw in the intro cutscene, there's a lot more to this game that we aren't immediately going to see. It's going to start off a little bit baby. Oh, cool, it kept the collectible that was over there. That's nice. It turned into a little color atom and like, oh my god, I care so little. Oh. Anyway, yeah, when you touch water, you become clear. Wait, did it turn off a certain option? No, I know what it's doing. So, remember how in the original game when you got inked, life was bad, and you were super sad about it? Let me show you something. Notice how my health doesn't go down. So that just rubs me in so many ways wrong. That they basically made, and also you can't wall jump. I don't know why you can't wall jump. So it's like, no, we don't need that function. I'm like, why not? Like, it was a fun thing. There was such fun levels where you get the wall ride, and it was cute, and it was neat, and it made you go goo. They got rid of it. It's just sad now. Anyways, fix this thing. Remember when transformation engines were implied to just make the environment slightly healthier, like it was a tree fix? Like, it didn't really do much besides that. I was like, no, now it destroys statues, apparently. That's not how that worked. Why are they changing all this? Like, the original game worked just fine, and it didn't explain much, and now it feels like it's trying to explain or change too many things. And thus you're like, wait, how does it work again? Why does it work like that? Who made the video game? Did George Lucas get involved? There was another thingamaboob. I think I got 3 or something. I don't care. Apparently rubbing my face in certain things give me a little color bubble. There's the blip. I'm a little bit sad that objectives have been simplified so much. Oh. There's a clear thingamaboober over there, but heck if I know how to get there. I mean... Probably still have to color it, though. So we picked up a style. We're not supposed to have a style yet, but that's what happens when you make your game like this. So now we're implied to be clear. We are not technically Water Blob, which is that I always imagined he was in this form, but there you go. Also, it decides to explain too many things, and I think it's a flaw. How would you know this? How would people know this? Wasn't the whole point that it didn't matter? In the end, at least, it didn't matter. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I know what to think about this. Like, it's suddenly out of the blue. It was, like, awesome to me. I was like, why is it just like that? Why were you so insistent on this? I know where a compass tells us where to go. It tells us where the video games are going to happen. So this doesn't really work for me. The style pickups were implied to be this abstract concept. They exist, or they might not exist. The point was no one addressed them. No one mentioned them. Now, apparently styles are physical objects that exist within this world. They have a logical motivation to be here. And I'm like, okay, but why would you do that? Why would you invent words like splattastic? That just looks sad. Like you're trying so hard. Before I maybe color these buildings, but I guess that since I technically already styled them up, it doesn't matter. I do like this a bit more. It gives a little bit more sense of, it's a better indicator, is what it is. That, and I like arcs. This doesn't work. Remember when before ink spills were... I guess transformation agent would be the right one, since these aren't like persistent inks. They're more like this ink happens to be here, more than this ink is intentionally pumped here or put here. But it still feels a bit weird. Like before they established like a set of rules and urban planning, and I was like, let's have a nature level. Like, why do we have a nature level? These people are gradients. They're not gradients. Gradients is a form of radiant, although I think these are Prismians specifically. Still got the suit, still got the plug, still look fucking awkward. Remember in the old game where they were just like, hey, figure it out, have some fun. We're not gonna shove it down your nose. Here they're shoving it down your nose harder than a fucking stick on a zucchini. I like how every one of them glows except them because they're not technically... Come on, man. Like with the tree particles, it's just a small thing. And now we have time. Okay, so it's implied that he's a very charismatic man. Our music? So, the music Blob hears is real? Why are you doing this? Why are you... Like, why can't it just be that's just the way this is, and no one cares? Why are you establishing? Oh, there's only 4. That's weird. I feel weird. Okay, can we not... Can I just go home and pretend that this whole game never happened? I think there's a pickup back here, and that was the last one I picked up. Yep. Some lonely color energy. You may also notice that we don't have a timer on this, so I guess they decided to make missions that don't require timers or something. Which is nice. I also kind of like that I can just leave this detectometer on, instead of having to flick. Remember when you did this, there were just like a bunch of characters that you happen to know a whole bunch? It just feels so much better than this, where it's like, these are random people. And the only person that my character apparently knows is this one goofy goober. That just happens to be his robot pal, that came out of nowhere, that doesn't have any presence in the last game. Like, they could have easily just done a little setup for it. Be like, oh, well, that's, you know, I'm gonna make you a buddy or something. Or have the thing be a flashback instead of a mission update, which just doesn't work. There's an old rule, you can't have people say things that people should already know, because it's so fucking weird when it happens. Also, look at how everything's just geometrical. That's nice. Is that the thing I climbed into a bit ago? There's now a whole bunch of rocks there. I guess I can paint it if I wanted to? Is it painted on the inside? Oh no, it's checkmarked. So it clearly, its mission is complete. I don't know why Blob is making the hobby noises. But he just is, and we're gonna have to learn to live with him. Wow. Not even being subtle about it. It's just, no, you can't go there. I don't know why we have a timer, we just do. Heaven forbids they explain why we have a timer. Like, before it was implied that you were on the run from the law, and it's like, no, you just have a timer. I'm sure they said it at some point, and I just wasn't paying attention. But in the original game, it just had a certain, like, immediacy to it. Because you saw, like, everyone being all struggly. Why is there just water here? No. How about I don't pick up that upgrade, or I don't use them at least? Because upgrading Blob just feels weird. Like, upgrading feels like something that should happen in the first game of a series, and the next one is like all refinement upgrades. Or something. If you really want to do it the right way. Gradients released. I gotta keep that sound. Like, it's the kind of sound you think someone would want to put, like, through a filter, and sort of makes it sound a bit better. Because it sounds so sharp. It's very sharp and somewhat unpleasant noise. I don't know if I like these clocks. They're so rounded that they look a bit silly. You know? They look too much like a pickup now. Also, I'm pretty sure Pinky mentioned picking up time, which is weird. Like, it's implied that the reason you get time is because you do activities that slow down the Inkians. Instead of, you know, you are physically picking up a manifestation of time. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about it, but the game is talking about it, and if someone talks about it, then you think about it. As much as I appreciate the game being all like, hey, you can do easy mode and you can get even more time. I'm like, wow, look at how much time I already have. Trees look a little too muted. The colors should have been a bit brighter. Why do we need transformation engines? Why can't we just put down some Z-pads? Those were nice. Remember Z-pads? Remember being brown? He looks really chocolatey brown now. I don't know why. At least the chocolatey brown ones are nice and saturated. The trees, I mean. Oof, he still has a little bit of weird momentum to him, but it's better than the last game. Yay! We saved today. Next time we'll take care of this. Man, I love having 40 minutes to beat a level. Promising.